What's up, guys? Voice of the Dragons. I want to do a video on crystal alchemy today. For the crystal alchemy, the process for my growth has always been stemmed around crystal activation and balancing the chakras. Crystals that I tend to resonate the most with tend to be golden, purple, and green. For the sacred spaces that I have made with crystal grids, putting intention, calling upon the elements, and just the natural attunement of the Earth's energy, I've learned a lot about how to push and pull energy through each of my own centers, and how through my divination rituals, when I'm opening and working with one center, what blockages I need to fix, and what emotional baggage I still need to release and fully understand about what happened at that time in my life, and what I need to do to work past that at this point in my life. And today I did a ritual around my garnet ring and this necklace. My jewelry has been very important for my own work and a lot for my growth. The crystals that have been present through the beginning of my changes, the garnet ring, for example, this was something that manifested itself into my life pretty much at the beginning of my awakening. Like, it was the determiner that my awakening was about to happen. And a lot of tension was instilled in the crystal still through my own memories and the work that I have done. So there wasn't any negativity in the crystals, but when you have programmed and work with your crystals energetically for so long, it becomes very important to become emotionally sensitive to, or not emotionally, to become energetically sensitive to how often you are maintaining your crystal's energies and how well you can balance out and charge and refresh the negative energy away from your own work. So with the garnet ring, having it next to the necklace, there was a lot of memories between each piece that didn't resonate with each other, and that also has to do with not necessarily the bonds, but the links I've had from those people, from those memories. So it was a very intense process because some of these pieces, like I said, have been there for a long time and have been very important. I mean, as you see with my necklace, this is not something that was easily put together. This took a very long time to get all of these, and some of these were very special gifts from people. So in that session, I ended up crying 3 different times, and as that clock reads 333 on the timer, I cried 3 different times for 3 different reasons. And in between the process of how I've learned to pull and push the energy through one crystal to another, as soon as I tap one to the other piece, all those emotions from that period in my life and all those insights that I've had, I suddenly start to resurface with them, and I'm able to take a step back and be at a more present state and understand fully what happened. And in that work, because of my necklace, having Ganesh and having a lot of heart-based stones, I realized where some of my own subconscious blockages were coming from. And that just had to do with a lot of unfortunate events that happened between myself and some formerly close relatives in my life. But in essence, with the crystal energy itself, a crystal that I really prefer to work with tends to be Damperite. It is known as the stone of DNA, and it is also considered one of the 12 ascension stones, or the 12 synergy stones. And this is my golden azestolite from North Carolina, and this is my Azezo purple azestolite amethyst from Canada. And then this is the Satyaloka azestolite. Now this one I got in Sedona, and that was purchased from someone that directly got it from Robert Simmons. So having direct contact with that energy signature has been a very important part of my growth too. When I got the azestolite stone is considered the stone of alchemy. Some people consider it the philosopher's stone. Robert Simmons himself said with his experience when he revealed these stones to the crystal community was that essentially they're connected to the great central sun, and that the azestolite, or the Azez, were an angelic race of beings that were connected to what they say was the nameless light, and the names that were channeled, all the information was consistent, the experiences that he had were very profound. The podcast that I had listened to, when he had talked about that, I felt the connection as I was listening to it. I could feel the energy as if I was there in the audience. So it's definitely a stone to check out. Definitely want to be careful with who you're buying it from. Some people try to take advantage of people's unknowings and sell you just cheap material. So really look and really be knowledgeable about who and where you're buying from. But what else I will say? One second, maybe I think. So what else I wanted to say about the ritual was, as I'm going in the process between, I'll just say each gate for each time I cried. Each time was connected between each piece, and then when they sync together. So I had cleared it, and I had gotten the energy balanced. And I thought I was done with the ritual at first, but then the crystals had kind of silently urged me that I needed to continue the process. And that was at first with the garnet ring, and then I had realized kind of what I had overlooked and kind of forgotten from that time in my life. And then with the Ganesh necklace, I'm just going to refer to it as Praenite because these are green. That's just the biggest one. So with the Praenite, that time I cried. It was definitely a more, I don't know how to explain it. There's different times you cry for different reasons. This one had to do with a lot of releasing because of lost sorrows. This one had to do with overcoming, I'll just say hatred for reference. Not specifically, but just for reference. And then unifying them together, I instilled the dream that I had always sought, the vision that I had always used to create everything that I have created so far in my life. I'm a little stoned, so pardon my stuttering and the balancing and the shakiness. Yeah, my eyes are super red, if you didn't notice. So I got a different audience coming in, so thank you for all the new subs. I want to shout out to Beyond the Veil for letting me on their show. Hopefully get some more stuff going on with them. So with radionics, that's getting a lot of interest now. I want to understand my process a little bit better. If you want to message me about it, hit me up on Instagram. Or I would personally prefer you to message me on the email. I'll go ahead and put that in the description. But if for people that really want to learn about radionics without having to really invest into it, because it is something that you will have to invest, I do want to say it's something you have to be energetically experienced to work with. I would recommend working with Organite if you haven't worked with this energy yet. It is something you have to be more understanding because if you're not energetically aware of what you're trying to consciously create, things can get out of hand very fast, and it's kind of like the genie in the bottle. That's the best way I can explain it. But I'll go ahead and cut it off there, and like I said, thank you for watching. Thanks for all the new subs. Be getting some more stuff out. Had to move very recently, so I had a lot of transitioning needed plan for some pretty big stuff coming up these next few months. Recovery is coming up well with my leg. Just got an MRI waiting on the results. But, yeah. Thanks. Bye.